Hey everyone, so we got a few beautiful days here in the Northeast PA area in the Poconos where I'm at right now. And so in this video, I'm gonna take you along with me to see the top 5 tallest waterfalls in Pennsylvania. This is sort of an official, unofficial list, and it's the consensus of what I've gathered in terms of height, though it varies based on different people's measurements, but I'll discuss that along the way. But for the most part, this is the accepted top 5 waterfalls in the state of Pennsylvania. Let's get to it. Okay, so first on our list and clocking in at number 5 at 80 feet tall is Silver Thread Falls, which is actually part of the Dingmans Falls trail, which we will get to later in the countdown. But first, let's see number 5. So that was Silver Thread Falls, very thin pipe-like falls, but pretty high up and number 5 on our list. So let's get to number 4. We'll get back to number 2 later in the list. Okay, so number 4 on our list has us at Ricketts Glen State Park. It's Koga Falls, and I'm parking in the Glens parking lot. There is a shorter trek if you park at the Rose Lake parking lot up more within the state park, but if we park here we get most of the waterfalls on the way to number 4, and so that's kind of what I'm going for here. So let's check this out. Okay, so we just saw all the waterfalls on the left side going up on the falls trail, and then we also have more falls if we bridge off to the right where that junction was. So I'm gonna head back there and get the ones on the other side. So Ricketts Glen State Park has provided us with a bounty of waterfalls and some bonus ones to include and take a look at, but to really measure up against Koga Falls, which was number 4 on the list and stands tall above the rest. So let's go to number 3. So coming in at number 3 on the list and measuring at roughly 100 feet is Bushkill Falls. Keep in mind it's going to be $17 for you to come and see this, so you have to weigh that in terms of if it's worth it or not, but you can see it here for free. So no doubt the structure that they've built and have to maintain around the falls, I guess, is reason for the price. And there's really no other way to see it. So So there's number 3 on our list. Let's go on to number 2. So we've time warped back to the Dingmans Falls trail to see number 2 on the list, which is Dingmans Falls. It clocks in at around 130 feet height. Just want to say props to Dingmans Falls for not charging people to see the 2nd biggest and the 5th biggest waterfall in Pennsylvania. They have just as much, maybe not just as much, but a lot of boardwalks and constructions that they have to maintenance as well. But, you know, I'm sure there's bureaucratic red tape or whatever that I'm not aware of, but definitely nice to not have to pay. So there we are, number 2 on the list, Dingmans Falls. Quite beautiful, quite majestic, but let's go over to number 1. Okay, and so number 1 on the list, clocking in at around 178 feet in height, which is just a few feet shorter than Niagara Falls, is Raymondskill Falls. And it's the Raymondskill Falls loop trail that gets you there half a mile out and back. So let's check it out. So that one's definitely the hardest to see. And in fact, you can't get a shot of the whole falls. You can see when I fade to that last little part that the full screen of the falls that I can get in frame is probably the initial 75%. And then that last part is what makes it the tallest waterfall in the state. So the waterfalls that are going to be the most bang for your buck is Ricketts Glen and Koga Falls, with all of those other waterfalls to see for free. It's just amazing. And although it's number 4, the scenery and what you get for going there is just unparalleled, even when you get to these falls that are larger in height. And then the least bang for your buck is the only one that requires bucks, which is Bushkill Falls at number 3. Just kind of isn't, you know, necessarily worth the money when you can see all the other top 5 for free. And although this one's a little harder to see, it's still just as magnificent when you're standing next to it. So as is normally the case with these videos, video can't do it justice. So I would highly recommend checking those places out. And on to the next trail.